Hi everyone, it's Gothic Leeman here. So today I'm going to tackle the social anxiety tag. So this tag, I guess, was created to try and openly talk about social anxiety and what it looks like. So of course, first step, I'm having social anxiety at the moment about making this video and questioning myself about this video. So, question 1. When did you know you had social anxiety? I guess the trouble is it didn't really dawn onto me that I had a problem with anxiety until I kind of hit this age now. I've probably been one of those kids that I've always had anxiety and I've always felt out of place in life. I've never felt like I connected with people or I could make those connections with people. I was one of those kids that would always be on her own, or they would just call me shy or nervous or timid or a bit weird or quirky. It's only till sort of I've become an adult that I've kind of been in this place where I can openly talk about having social anxiety and what that looks like for me, and how I've always pulled away people. I've always made small connections and then distanced myself off from those connections, and I guess I'm in a place now where I want help from it. So my social anxieties, I've had it since I was little and it's always been there. I've just never seen it as an issue or a problem, which is not really the best way to cope with it. So number 2, what are some situations that trigger your social anxiety? Small shops really trigger my social anxiety. So supermarket, shopping centres, little boutiques. I'm alright in those places if I'm on my own, but the moment a couple of people sort of come into the shop, I have to leave. I just don't feel comfortable. When having coffee or going and doing stuff with other people, I will get nervous, I will get shakes, I get panic attacks. So sometimes around people that I should be really comfortable with, that I get social anxiety around, where my brain can't switch off. Driving as well, I get social anxiety about driving to go to places. It's like parties, so like if I knew I had plans or been invited to plans, I will make sure that I took myself out of doing those plans because of my social anxiety. Or if I have people over, I will switch off and not communicate and just sit and be quiet and distance myself from that situation. So I've kind of started answering the next question. So what does it feel like to have social anxiety? So sometimes it feels like you're drowning. It's like you're in a car and you're starting to fill up with water in the car and you can't get out and you can't see how to get out of that situation. Other times it's kind of like what you want is above a tall tree and you just can't get to it, and you can never get to it. You're always at the bottom and you're never quite up to the top. And for me, it's days where I just want to sleep and I can't physically. I'll get out of bed, do a couple of things, I lay on the couch and I will not get off the couch. Like I have a lot of micro sleeps in a sense where, like now you can probably already see how I'm talking is also another way of not being able to get the words out that you want to say, and a lot of pauses, and my hands. I'm very anxious with my hands. I move with my hands a lot, or I will talk hands and talk to cover up my anxiety, and then I say things that are really wrong, or I don't feel like I should have said that way, and then I can't sleep. I'll spend sleepless nights with voices in my head going over and over again. Or like a couple of things I've been having bad anxiety, social anxiety about is school started back up for my kids. So I spent one night having weird dreams about that at school because I can't handle sort of dealing with other parents and the teachers. So that's been one anxiety. Another anxiety panic attack I've been having is I had to go to a birthday party, so I spent a few nights asleep before the party, stressing about going to the party and being social with those people. I kind of flatlined a bit where I kind of did the going, I don't, because usually when you're excited to go something, you think of the clothes you're going to wear, what you're going to take. Like, because I'm an obsessive organizer, this is sometimes how my brain, I try to organize my whole life. So then this time I flatlined with this party and I didn't organize anything. I didn't get excited about it where normally I would be excited. I know exactly what I'm going to wear, what I'm doing, what I'm taking. So I kind of just I plateaued. So it's a lot of panic, social anxiety. It's feelings of panic and sweating and being uncomfortable and overwhelmed. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to sort of breathe or to think past it. So the next question is, what are some coping skills that help your social anxiety? Sleeping is probably how I cope. Sleeping, just sort of sleeping and just letting it go. Avoiding some of the situations as well. Deep breaths, which sometimes I struggle to do, and scripting. So I script a lot of what I need to say in social situations, like for work, for example. I have a job and it's retail, and I work on my own, which is really good, so I don't have to deal with co-workers at all. So I love that aspect of my job, that I'm able to sort of be in my bubble and not have to deal with anything. So a person will come in and say, "Hi, how are you?" And then it's, "Anything else I can help you with today?" And then, then it's taking my machine slow, my EFTPOS machine slow. So I'm like, "Sorry, it's a slow machine today. Would you like a receipt?" And see you next time. So I script what I say to everyone. Everyone gets the same sort of sequence of answers from me, or I'll say that to them. And then but the problem is, if they ask me a question or something different to put me on the spot, I struggle to sort of, you know what I mean? Because I'm in my loop mode. So I'm in my key sequence mode of how I'm going to react to this person, so I don't always answer their questions properly or able to help them because they've gotten me out of my script, and I'm safe in my script of words. So like scripted words like how's the weather, you can avoid a lot of social situations by sticking in those key words to sort of avoid conversations, if that makes sense. So I guess the truth is I'm not very good at coping because it's been my whole life has been social anxiety since I was 6 to 12 years old, and it's just sort of something I'm trying to come to terms with now, if that makes sense. So question 5 is, have you ever treated therapy medication for your social anxiety? I'm currently doing psychology. Like, I see a psychologist very regularly. I've had a break from my psychologist and I've got to go back now because I'm not coping anymore. And I've been finding that's good. Just talking has helped a lot for me. No, I haven't tried medication. I probably should be on medication, but I just haven't taken that step yet. So what are some misconceptions about social anxiety that you want to change? Well, you get different levels of social anxiety. You get the people that don't talk and sort of like at a party and they're quiet and they don't talk. I think people at parties tend to avoid that person anyway and don't sort of try to interact with them. So I guess a change would be if you're noticing somebody that's a bit more quiet and withdrawn from the group or the situation, just come and talk to them. Don't just let them sit there. Even if it's just one-on-one conversation with them. Because the trouble is, the person with social anxiety is secretly craving to have fun and to enjoy that situation. But, of course, the voices in the head, the self-doubt kick in, and it's really hard to sort of bring yourself to start that conversation or to say, hey, I want to talk. So it's really just don't avoid them. If you're noticing somebody with a bit more withdrawn behaviour, interact with that person. Another misconception is if you're a very talkative person that you don't have social anxiety. Like, I can be a very talkative person and that's just my way of hiding my social anxiety by over talking. So that's another misconception of social anxiety as well. So this is the social anxiety tag. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to do it yourself, I will leave the questions down below. It's a slow battle. I'm slowly getting there with my social anxiety. I don't think it'll be something I will ever fully fix, but it's going to be a very slow process to get better at it and to not doubt myself as much the way I do. Thank you for watching this video. Till next time.